I'm glad to know that it seems like it's starting to be full moon. Chairman Green mentioned that, and I can understand why things are happening like they are. Okay. Representative Jackson, would you start us with an opening prayer, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Father, in the name of Jesus, we come before you today, asking for your wisdom, your guidance, your leading, as we do the business for the people of the state of Georgia. Father, bless this, the chairman of rules, bless the speaker, bless all those in leadership, Lord, so that we may do things that are proven in your sight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, sir. All right. I had hoped to start this meeting at 11 o'clock. However, Senate Appropriations has it from 10:30 on. So, and they are working on something I think most of us feel is pretty important. So give them a little leeway on that. All right. Senator Dixon, I think, is first on Senate Bill 33. And if it gets out, it'll be carried by Representative Bonner. But Senate Bill 33, you're on, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I bring SB 33 before you today. It's a continuation of the First Lady Marty Kemp's initiatives to eradicate human trafficking in our state. First, it creates a new code section to provide for victims of human trafficking to have civil cause against a perpetrator. It also allows them to potentially recover damages and attorney's fees, and it also creates a statute of limitations for filing such civil action.
Okay. Anyone have a question? I don't see any hands raised or buttons pushed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Senator Walker. Goodness. Senator, you've been pretty busy over there. You got 3 bills for us today.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
He's got Senate Bill 86.
Senate Bill 86 deals with annual corporate registration filings with the Secretary of State, and I got 3 different solicitations in the mail, and I've gotten a lot over the internet emails, and they look very official, and they're wanting to handle your registration for you for $150. This bill makes it clear that it's not an official document and it's a solicitation, because you can go online and do it for $50 in a few minutes. It's the same as Representative Wiedauer's House Bill 153.
Okay, you've got a question, Chairman Efstration.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Chairman Walker, and I want to thank you for your leadership and work on this important issue. As you point out, your legislation is identical as to dealing with the concept with Representative Wiedauer's bill. Is that right?
Yes, and so I am agreed with you. I'm sorry. Chairman, I think you're going to use this bill for something else.
It's already been used.
Okay, right? Well, I'm for it, whatever.
You're very gracious in that House Bill 80 or Senate Bill 86 is a vehicle for the very important corrections needed to the equitable caregiver statute that came out of House Judiciary, and that's the bill that's before the Rules Committee today. Is that correct? If you know.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, I apologize, Mr. Chairman. I rushed down here and got confused.
Okay.
I want to thank you for your work and leadership, Chairman.
You just got an explanation of Senate Bill 86. Okay, any questions for the gentleman? Seeing none. Okay. Senate Bill 218.
Okay, Senate Bill 218 addresses issues where you have an indicted local official, somebody that's been indicted for a felony by a grand jury. They've been removed from office. This Senate Bill 218 would suspend their pay until their case was adjudicated. If they are exonerated, then they would get the back pay.
Chairman Fleming.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator, thanks for bringing the bill. I was listening to your description of it there, and it reminded me of a bill that we sent over to y'all. We have a bill that we sent over to y'all for the first time that also deals with improper action in office, but that of prosecutors, district attorneys, creates something like a judicial nominating qualifications commission like we do for judges. Do you know the status of that bill in y'all's chamber?
Chairman Fleming, I'm not on judiciary. I assume it maybe went to judiciary, and I do not know the status of the bill.
Well, that's for the first time we would actually begin to deal with some significant problems. We have some prosecutors, very similar to what your bill does here. I would encourage you to see if you can help us move that one over there.
Would you give me the House bill number again, please, sir?
411, House Bill 411.
Be happy to look into it.
Thank you so much, Senator.
Yes, sir.
Not today, I don't think. Hold on one second. Always interesting. Okay, 44, somebody raise their, push it, okay. All right. SR 134.
So it really is the same as Senate Bill 218, except that it deals with statewide elected officials and members of the Georgia General Assembly, and it would require a constitutional amendment, so it would be on the ballot.
Okay. Well, I see no questions. Okay. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Senator Ginn, Senate Bill 95. Morning, Senator.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Appreciate y'all having me down. I want to thank y'all in advance for your help with Senate Bill 219 last week. Said they understand that may be on your floor today. But today I've got one that kind of impacts everybody in Georgia because everybody deals with the local government, and that is Senate Bill 95. Senate Bill 95 clarifies some things in law, but also make sure that if the pandemic continues or there was another disaster, that a local government could have a hearing, say example, a zoning meeting or something like that virtually, as long as they make provisions for the public to have full access to the meeting and full representation there. It's one that, if y'all remember, Representative Lumsden, I think got his head nodding over here, said very good bill y'all passed over in the House a little earlier, and hopefully we can pass this one out and make sure one of them gets to the governor's desk.
Okay. Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess I kind of wanted to check with Chairman Lumsden to see where the status of his bill is. I keep hearing the senators come in and say that they have all these bills that they've taken our ideas on. I'm just wondering if they'd pass any of the ones we sent over there, then we wouldn't have to worry about passing them twice.
I think that was addressed to Lumsden.
Chairman?
It is still in committee on the Senate side. It should be heard this week in committee.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I did want to ask you, I wasn't sure what the pleasure of the committee was, but there was a version that passed out of committee, said and then we have another version that's exactly like Representative Lumsden's bill. I'm not sure which number y'all are working off of.
Well, I don't see the LC number here.
I've got the one that passed out of committee was LC 471026S, and
Is that right? That's the one that's in the book.
Okay.
So the only ones we put in the book are those that's passed out of committee.
And
Chairman Knight.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a question to the author, and I apologize, I don't see the rest of the code here, but on line 13 and 14, where it begins, provided, however, that no such declaration shall be necessary for any agency as defined in subparagraph A. paragraph 1, subsection A, to find that emergency conditions exist. So could you explain maybe what that is referencing? In other words, what I'm reading in this, an agency can unilaterally on its own declare an emergency, and that can that will suffice in order to do these online meetings or teleconferences.
Currently in state law, the state agencies that have statewide jurisdiction, can hold a meeting virtually. Said and this makes sure that that doesn't change. But what this bill actually does is to allow for local governments in a declared emergency, and that emergency could be declared by the federal, the state, or the local government, to have a meeting electronically, said or virtually, as some people say, said in that case. So I'm not sure if I fully understood your question.
Follow up, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I guess I'm looking at, again, at the last word on line 13 and then going into 14. However, that no such declaration shall be necessary for an agency as defined, and it goes through that section, to find that emergency conditions exist, thereby necessitating meeting by teleconference. In other words, I'm saying is the ability to teleconference predicated on the governor's emergency, or can, say, at a local level, they just declare emergency on their own and go automatically to teleconferencing?
It is by the governor. Said those state agencies that have statewide jurisdiction can meet virtually as it is, and this was only to make sure that we don't conflict the two. Local governments can't do that right now. One of the things that this bill does is allow a local government in a declared emergency to have a meeting, but this doesn't change anything on the state agencies.
Chairman Lumsden.
In relation to that question, the language that you're referencing was some provided by the governor's office. The issue dealt with the use of the term agency. In the original bill, by definition, agency included all of the state agencies that we normally think of as state agencies, but by definition it also included local governments in that definition. The language you're referencing to separates those two, keeping state agencies as we normally think of them in one category, and separates out the local governments by use of that language.
Okay, I see no more questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate y'all's favorable consideration.
All right, Tyler Smith, because Senate Judiciary is having a meeting, and Tyler Smith's going to be carrying this bill if it ever hits the floor. Senate Bill 105.
Morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. Good to see y'all again. Bring before you Senate Bill 105. This passed out of the Senate. Chairman Strickland of the Senate Judiciary Committee was carrying this bill, and basically Senate Bill 105 will provide a uniform pathway to early termination of probation for individuals who have proven their rehabilitation. This is an important bill. It's a bipartisan effort that has the support of the Prosecuting Attorneys Council, the Georgia Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, and the Department of Community Supervision, as well as the Council of Superior Court Judges and other advocacy groups. Specifically, this bill takes 3 existing early termination pathways in Georgia law and provides the clarity and consistency to make all those work for the courts, prosecutors, our community supervision officers, and individuals on probation. Each pathway is based on the same criteria, and it's only available to individuals that have proven their rehabilitation by 3 of these different factors that are all taken together, actually: not committing any new offense other than a minor traffic offense, not having even a technical revocation in the last 24 months, and paying 100% of their restitution. And I can just tell members of the committee this is a good cleanup to a bill that was passed by the General Assembly back in 2017. This will really help a lot of folks out that have proven their rehabilitation that are on probation.
Okay. All right, Chairman Fleming.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Counselor, so I guess what I'm trying to understand is, I heard your explanation, but what is the current law? And it sounds like we're going to make it easier to get off probation, and how does this go about doing that?
So, and I thank you for the question, Mr. Chairman. This would not make it easier. In all actuality, you still have to prove that you have been rehabilitated. You cannot have had your probation actually revoked. Right now, I'll use the scenario of you could have your probation revoked, say by the Superior Court judge. He finds that you violated your terms of probation, and you could still get community supervision. You would still have to go through the full probation term then, so you have to not get in any trouble during this period. There is a situation that would change under this. You'll find that a lot of our probationers, they sometimes have a financial hardship. They may miss one payment or not be able to pay all of their probation fee for that month. You'll find that a lot of DCS officers will work with them on that, and whereas they may not make that payment this month, they come back and make that up the next month. So technically, they could have their probation violated for that 1 month that they were either late or couldn't pay all of that amount for that month's balance. So that would change under this law.
So that's the only substantive change we're making?
Yes, yeah, that's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I see no more questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee.
And since the senator's still in judiciary, I'm going to ask Chairman Chuck Abstration if he will present 238.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the second of the code revision bills that we're up to consider this year, and this one is in response to U.S. Supreme Court opinion with respect to the Official Code of Georgia annotated, and also as it relates to our contract with LexisNexis to provide the annotations for Georgia law. Be happy to answer any questions. Would ask for your favorable consideration.
Okay, see no questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Senator Harper, Senate Bill 119. Morning, Senator.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
I'm good to see you.
Hope you had a good weekend.
I had a wonderful weekend. How about yourself?
Well, I worked all weekend answering phone calls from senators.
But not from this one.
Not from that.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
You're one of the few, didn't you?
I'll let you have your weekend. I was giving your weekend off, Mr.
Oh, okay.
Chairman. But good to see you. Senate Bill 119 is a bill by brought by the Georgia Forestry. I'm bringing on behalf of the Georgia Forestry Commission. It deals with burning mainly hand-piled vegetation and leaves and such, mainly in your backyard. Basically, what this bill does is it sets up a list of mandated requirements that you'll have to abide by, and if you abide by that list, you do not have to call and notify the department. Under current law, you don't have to get a permit to burn leaves. All you have to do is notify the department. This takes out that notification as long as you abide by this set of statutory requirements. The Forestry Commission believes this actually will set up a safer way of allowing folks to burn this type of stuff in the yard, and it also saved the department about $175,000 a year. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd be happy to answer questions.
Okay, Chairman Hatchett.
Thank you. Senator, is the individual that's doing the burning still liable for any damages?
Yeah, the individual, that's one of the points in the bill, that the individual still assumes that they will be liable. That's correct.
Mr. Williamson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To the author of the bill, is it not true you did a great job explaining this bill, and I look forward to voting yes on it out of rules?
I appreciate it, to my good friend, Mr. Williamson. And just
Excellent.
a point of clarification, Mr. Williamson, I voted to pass 2 of your bills out of Senate rules today to the floor.
Well, thank
and
you
we'll
so
have
much.
them on the floor this afternoon, to my friend.
I had no idea, but this is a good bill. I look forward to voting for it.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate it.
I guess everybody's kissed and made up then, huh? Yeah, the love is. Woo. Senator Tippins is next. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Y'all have a great day.
No, yes, Senator Tippins is next. Go ahead. Senate Bill 144. Morning, Senator.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I sure appreciate you hearing these two bills this morning. I think the first bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 144.
Yes, sir.
Current law allows a housing authority that's chartered within by a city to go out 10 miles outside of their city limits, pretty much unrestricted. This bill modifies that and says if a housing authority goes outside of the home political subdivision in which they're constituted, they will have to have the permission of the other political subdivision into which they go. It removes the 10-mile limitation, but it also puts them under the jurisdiction of the other political subdivision in which they propose to have a building. It puts them under their land use plans and zoning ordinances. So the receiving political subdivision has to basically agree to it. This is a bill that's way past due.
Okay. Well, I see no questions. You've got one more, 187, Senate Bill 187.
Senate Bill 187 deals with Hope Scholarship. In 2019, the law was changed and extended for those who were in receipt of the Hope Scholarship from having 10 years, from having 7 years to exercise that option to 10 years. There was a group of students that were caught between 2011 and 2019 who still were under the 7-year limitation. This does not open that door to anyone except those students with disabilities who have a diagnosis by the Americans with Disabilities Act, and it precludes them from being able to take a full load. This extends the time to 10 years for them to be able to exercise Hope Scholarship, but each case will be approved on an individual basis by application of a waiver to Georgia Student Finance Commission. I can assure you people will not be getting an extension because they have a hangnail. They'll have a legitimate reason that they need a time extension.
Okay. Well, I see no questions. Thank you, sir. I think
y'all
that
so
hangnail
much.
fixed it.
Thank you so much. Hope y'all had a good weekend and have a good week.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Senator Kennedy, Senate Bill 234. Not here? Goodness. Yeah, he's probably in judiciary too. Okay, what about Representative Corbett? Is he here to give the Senator Mullis's bill? Goodness. All right, well, keep me posted if they happen to come in. All right, I guess we've got 3 bills that we need to do something with.
Mr. Chairman, I move that Senate Resolution 102 be returned to the Transportation Committee.
Do I hear a second? All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. It's gone. All right.
Mr. Chairman, I move that Senate Bill 49 be returned to the Ag Committee.
Do I hear a second? I move and a second. All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign.
Mr. Chairman, I move that Senate Bill 195 be returned to the Ag Committee.
Got a move and a second. Do I hear a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. It's back. Okay. I think that's all the stuff we got to do. I think I know where they're going. There's supposed to be a couple bill signings or something at 10 o'clock. All right. Well, let's set the calendar for tomorrow. March 22nd, day 30, what's that, Mark? Day 37? Goodness gracious. Day 37. Two more, that's right. I had mine. Don't forget to go by and get your COVID-19 test today. It'll make you feel good because you'll only have two more to go. Okay, let's set the calendar for tomorrow, day 37. Okay, Senate Bill 33. Do I hear a move? Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. It's on. Senate Bill 86. Do I hear a move? Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. Okay, Senate Bill 119. Do I hear a move? Gosh, do I hear a second? All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. Okay, it's on. Senate Bill 144. Do I hear a move? Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. It's on. Senate Bill 187. Do I hear a move? Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. It's on. Okay, he didn't show up. We'll hold that one. Senate Bill 234. Do I hear a move? Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. Senate Bill 190. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to take 234 back off. I hear a move. Take it off. I move and a second. All in favor say aye. I'll tell you what. Don't get much quieter. I won't hear you. So Senate Bill 234 is not on tomorrow's calendar. Senate Bill 238, do I hear a move? Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. SR 134, do I hear a move? Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. It's on. So let's run through them one more time so everybody knows. Senate Bill 33, Senate Bill 86, Senate Bill 119, Senate Bill 144, Senate Bill 187, Senate Bill 193, Senate Bill 238, and SR 134. That's tomorrow's calendar. Thank y'all, and y'all have a great day.
Mr. Chairman, I move that pursuant to Rule 33.3, that each bill on all calendars for tomorrow debate be limited to 1 hour, time to be allocated by the Speaker.
Okay, 193. Okay, so I just need to take that one off. Okay, we've got a move and a second to limit debate to 1 hour. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Okay, I need to see a show of hands. Right hand of those opposed. Okay. Motion carried. Before anybody leaves, we had someone who did not show up that I missed and put it on the calendar. Senate Bill 193. Got a move to take it off the calendar for tomorrow. Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. It will not be on the calendar for tomorrow under regular calendar. Thank you all. Y'all have a good one.